Welcome everyone here to another weekly focus. Today I want us to take a look at a couple of pairs already analyzed just to have an overview of what the market might actually do this week. So we can start with the dollar index just to get the idea of how the dollar may behave this week and possibly give us ways and possible entries for the upcoming week. So we can see that the DXY has been trapped in this area for some time now. It has been consolidating for the longest time now within this area. And every time it gets to the highs, it goes low. Every time it gets to the lows, it goes high. So what I'm looking forward to is the dollar index coming to run up at these areas here. But we know that the market moves in ups and downs. It meanders before it actually gets to the designated area. So where we are right now, we can't really tell what the market will do next. Yes, we are looking for sellers, but now if you can see, the market broke out very strongly here to the downside, leaving inefficiency and creating a gap all all the way here to the downside. And now the market it's at a very strong low. The market is at a very strong low. It tapped this area over here and here. So now it's tapping again. So we can't really say that we are buying or selling. Ideally, because of we had a support, we would obviously want to shoot with the markets all to the upside. But don't forget that we've already been to this area at least how many times? One, two, three, four, and rejected that area, and they broke out very strongly to the downside. So it's not so easy to tell what might happen, but the best way to approach this scenario will be waiting for a break to the downside, a retest to then push the market all the way to the downside over here. We might obviously be looking for shorts once the market breaks and retest this area and possibly take the markets all the way to the downside. But should the market fail to respect that, we might also be waiting for a cross above this area, a retest of this area, and push above this area. So we might have multiple entries over here. We might start by doing so with an entry over here once the market breaks above and retest this area and take it all the way to the upside, and another one once the market breaks above this area and uh, go with it all the way to the upside. So the market will eventually try to fill the gap and the inefficiency that it created over here, because of that's how the market moves. Eventually it doesn't leave anyone behind. So that's why we have to learn to be patient whenever we are trading the markets. So that's it for the dollar in the index. It just gives us a directional bias as to what might potentially do. So should it break below and continue to sell, we know that dollar pairs will eventually weaken. But should it hold this level over here and push to the upside, then we know that we will strengthen, we will buy the dollar. So yeah, that's it. Let's check Nasdaq and how it has really been behaving. So for Nasdaq, I had this kind of a setup. Okay, let's delete this and look at what it has been doing. So if you can observe what happened here, this push to the upside, this vigorous push here to the upside over here. Let's mark this area over here with this area here. This is a drastic push correlating to what the dollar index has been doing. Remember, stocks and the dollar move inversely. When the dollar is strengthening, the stocks are usually weakening, and when the dollar is weakening, the stocks are usually pushing to the upside. So look at what happened here. Once the market came within the structure, it retested and shot immediately to the upside. So what is it that we know? We understand that inefficiency must be filled, imbalances must be filled before the markets could do so, could move actually to the overall direction, whatever that may be at given the time. So here I'm looking forward to a break above, a retest and push. But Only if we break above, that is when I can say, okay, now I'm going long with Nasdaq and all the way to the upside. But at this area over here, since we have inefficiency, market is always drawn to inefficiency. It is bound to feel the inefficiency before it actually continues with its intended direction. So internally here, there's not much to do over here, but if you can analyze, you can really see that we have some internal break of structure over here, and this is where it originates from. But you can see that there's a bunch of liquidity resting below this area, which simply means there are still higher chances that the market might test this level before it could actually push all the way to the upside. So I'm really looking forward to here, buying here once the market comes to this area. That this is when I'll be okay. Now I'm ready to buy, and I'll scale down to the smaller time frames and look for those entries. But for now, I'll only be looking to buy here, and only if the market crosses above and give me a retest and push all the way where to the upside. As of now, we know we are at the very strong resistance area over here. We are at the very strong resistance area over here. And at the resistance, what are we looking forward to? To selling. So should I be interested on sellers, or should the market give proper setups? The only way I'll be looking to enter those sellers is if the market, okay, crosses below this level with clear impulse and inefficiency. So that imbalance will give me an indication that the market internally is still willing to come to retest this level, and then give me proper retest of this level if it would have given me an imbalance to then take these lows over here. So this is the only way I'll be looking forward to those short-term sells before those overall pushes, because of we've already broken out of this bearish trend, and once we broke out of bearish trend, a trend, we are obviously looking forward for further pushes to the upside. So there's not much to do here on Nasdaq because of it's still vague. It still hasn't created anything that I am actually interested in on. So whenever my strategy, whenever my setups are not respected, I just have to step away. There's nothing much that I can